Okay guys, here is part 2, and I'm really sorry. I'm going to try really hard to stay on camera here. I keep moving my image and getting off camera. So, we're going to move on to Edward's clothes, and I am going to start with his pants, and I'm going to use W5 and W7 for his pants, because I want them to be like a warm brownish gray, and the W's I really like for clothing, because they give it like a warmth, like an ash gray. So I really like that look. So I'm going to use that for Edward's pants, and I am just going to go in with my W5 and add the color. I'm just laying down the color, so I'm not worried about brush strokes or anything like that. I'm just laying down the color. I'm going to try really hard to stay in the lines this time and get that color laid down first on his pants. And then I'll go in with the darker color and add the shading. Because it's such a small area, you can use 2 colors, you could use 3 colors. I don't have, W5 and W7 are my only 2 warm colors of the warm grays. And so I just use the 2 and blend that way. But if you have more, you could always use a 3rd color. And I'm just going in now with the W7 and adding in the darker shading. And I'm assuming the light's coming in this way, so my darker areas, this way. So the darker areas are going to be on the inside of his pants right here. And I added a little shading on this side of his pants. And then underneath where that shirt is sticking out is going to be darker, because that's going to be where a shade hits. Okay, now I go back in with my W5. Sorry, I hope you guys can see my own camera here. There we go. I'm going to go back in with my W5, and I'm going to use those little circles and blend. So I'm going to blend out that color. Just using little circles and blending so there's no lines and that the colors go together. Okay, so there's his pants, and of course I went out with the lines. So I'm going to use my colorless blender. Sorry, my hand's in the way. I'm going to use my colorless blender, and since it's small areas, I'm just going to use the pointed tip, the brush tip, to again push that color back into the image and get it outside of the lines. Okay. There we go. Alright, so there's Edward's pants. Now I'm going to move on to his shoes, and I am going to use, oh, my kids put a toy in my marker box. How funny. I just found this in with my markers, a wheel to a car. Okay. Anyways, moving on. I am going to use E51 and E33 for his shoes, because I want to make them a light brown. So, and it's a really small area, so again, I'm just using 2 colors. I'm not super worried about a big highlight, because it's just his little shoes. So I colored it in with E51, and then I'm going to go in right where the pants hit and on the bottom with the E33. And this is just a light soft brown. And then I'm going to go back in with my E51 and blend. So the E51 acts as your highlight, and that's basically just where the sun would hit on the top of his shoes, where the rest of it is dark. Okay, so there's his shoes. Then I'm going to do his shirt, and I'm going to do I'm basically looking at it like a shirt and a vest. So I'm going to do the shirt in let's do a yellow. I'm going to do yellow, Y21 and Y23. So I'm going to do the whole shirt in Y21, and these colors are like brownish colored yellows. So I'm going to do the whole shirt, parts that are sticking out at least. These little tails there sticking out. And then go back in with the Y23. These are, like I said, really kind of dark brownish colored yellows. So it ends up not looking yellow. I'm going to go back in and do my shadows I'm doing a shadow here where the vest is sticking where the shirt is. And then I go back in with my Y21 and blend out where I added the 23. And these colors are super similar to each other, so the blending is real easy because they look a lot alike. So anyway, so now he's got like a mustard colored shirt. And then I'm going to use green for his vest. And I'm going to use YG95 and 91. So I'm using pale olive and putty. So I'm going to first go in with putty and being very careful to not go outside the lines because there's lots of other lighter colors around this area that I'm coloring. So let me make sure I stay on camera. So I need to be really super diligent about making sure to stay in the lines because I don't want this color to blend out or bleed out into my other images that I've been coloring. Okay, so there's putty laid down. Now I'm going to go in with the YG95 and I'm going to add my shading, and I think that it'll be darker right where the collar is hitting over the shirt, and I'm going to use little small circles to add my color in, and where his shirt is kind of overlaying there. And I want to keep this part the lightest because like I said, the sun is coming in, and so I think that part will be the lightest. Now I'm going to go back in and use little circles with my YG91 and blending out that area of where I laid the color. I don't want to go over all of the darker color, just where I added the color so that there's no harsh line there. Okay, so there is Edward all colored up for you. And sorry, I hope it focuses better. There we go. And so I will put the colors at the bottom that I used. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Sorry for the moving image. I'm not at my normal desk and it's not my normal computer or not my normal camera. So, but I wanted to give you guys a different angle so that you could see what I was doing when I was coloring. And again, that colorless blender, I can still see a couple areas I need to go back in with the colorless blender and erase. But just wanted to give you the basics of Copic coloring. I hope that this was helpful. And sorry for the moving image again. And thank you very much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.